What if the person you're most afraid of is yourself? Not the version you show to the world, not the polished, smiling, well-behaved version, but the raw, unfiltered self that you hide, suppress, and sometimes even deny exists. Today, we explore a powerful idea from Carl Jung, the shadow, and why becoming the person you're afraid to be may be the only path to becoming whole. Most people believe they know who they are, their strengths, values, beliefs. But few realize that what they know is only a portion of who they are. According to Jungian psychology, every person has a shadow, the darker, hidden side of the self. This shadow isn't inherently evil or bad. It's simply the collection of all the thoughts, feelings, traits, and behaviors that we've been told are unacceptable. From a young age, we're taught what is good and what is bad. Don't cry. Don't get angry. Be nice. So we hide our emotions. We suppress our jealousy. We deny our ambition. And over time, we create a false persona, a version of ourselves we present to the world, while stuffing everything else into the basement of our psyche. Think of it like curating your social media profile. You only post the flattering angles, the fun moments, the happy highlights. But deep inside, there's a silent archive of sadness, fear, rage, envy, and shame. The problem isn't that we have a shadow. The problem is pretending we don't. Let me give you a simple metaphor. Imagine someone solves a few equations and suddenly starts to believe they're a brilliant mathematician. They like this idea. It makes them feel smart, capable, admired. Then one day, they're invited to join a Real Math Club, a place where true challenges await. But there's a dilemma. If they join, they might find out they're not as great as they thought. They could fail, be criticized, feel inferior. So, they decline. Why? Because facing the truth would shatter their self-image. They would have to confront the parts of themselves they're uncomfortable with: ignorance, inadequacy, insecurity. This is what most of us do. We cling to an idealized self-image instead of confronting the truth. We would rather protect our fantasy than risk the pain of being real. But here's the catch. By refusing to enter the arena, they give up the chance to actually become the person they think they are. Let's flip the story. What if that person joined the club? At first, it hurts. They realize they struggle with geometry. They're not the smartest in the room. Their ego takes a hit. But then something magical happens. They find out they're amazing at differential equations. They get feedback, improve, grow. They gain confidence not from illusion, but from experience. They go from being a wannabe mathematician to a real one. I knew a guy who always talked about writing a book. He said he could be a great author if he had time. One day, I challenged him, then write the first chapter. He never did. It's easier to say I could than to prove you can. We all love the idea of being pure potential, of being someone who could be great. But the moment you act, potential collapses into reality. You're no longer limitless, you're measurable. The fantasy version of ourselves is intoxicating. We imagine being rich, talented, admired without actually putting in the effort. Why? Because reality has gravity. In reality, you get tired. You fail. You get criticized. You can't just be amazing, you have to earn it. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Avoiding your shadow doesn't free you, it enslaves you. It keeps you stuck in cycles you don't understand. You sabotage relationships, avoid opportunities, and run from anything that reveals your true self. Facing your shadow is like looking in a dirty mirror. You might not like what you see, but only by seeing it can you begin to clean it. So, how do you become the person you're afraid to be? Step 1. Identify what you suppress. Ask yourself, what parts of me do I hide? What traits do I criticize in others that maybe I actually fear in myself? Step 2. Sit with the discomfort. When shame, anger, or fear arise, don't push them away. Let them speak. Observe them. Don't react, reflect. Step 3. Accept that imperfection is human. You're not meant to be perfect. You're meant to be whole. Step 4. Take small, real actions. Whether it's joining the club, writing the first chapter, or speaking your mind, each act integrates more of who you are. Wholeness isn't achieved by adding things to your personality, it's achieved by reclaiming what you've lost. At the end of the day, we all face a choice. Cling to a perfect illusion and live a life of regret. Or embrace your full self, flaws, shadows, and all, and live a life of meaning. Will you choose comfort or courage? Will you succeed in your imagination or fail forward in reality? Will you run from your shadow or walk with it? Carl Jung believed that true growth begins where comfort ends. So maybe it's time to stop asking, who do I want to be? And start asking, what part of me am I most afraid to face? Because that is exactly where your real self is waiting.